All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the fan cams. After the Blues get a very, very convincing win under their belts today at Marvel Stadium. It was 18 goals 10, 118 to 9 goals 10, 64. One of, if not the most peaceful, happy, chilled days at the footy, I think, of the season. And isn't it fascinating to see such a dominant performance with a team that's just so young or inexperienced? Lots to get through. So many storylines from today. And that's what the fan cams is for. So if anybody would like to join the fan cams, please do. Please share your thoughts on the game, on all the themes and issues coming out from the game, or even if there's something over the last few days you want to bring up. We don't really have a time limit because it's not, 11 o'clock at night, which is also very rare for the fan cams. But look, that was just a solid win, and I think a much needed win for everyone, for the kids that are playing, for the kids in the crowd, for the adults in the crowd. Confidence for players like Harry Mackay, confidence for players like, even Sam Walsh, just to get his body back to speed, playing matches again. But yeah, I'll let you guys take the rest of it. I'll put you all in as you enter the chat. Please come in and share anything you would like, and we'll go from there. Let's start with Riser. Mate,
how are you, Terry?
Mate, you're the last person I spoke to, and now you're the first person I'm speaking to.
Oh, no shit. That's awesome. The fate of it. Man, what a win, hey? That was fucking awesome. It was so good, man. And I got it. After I said about Walshy, I have to refrain from what I said, man. That was amazing from the man. And I've got to eat my words there and eat humble pie with that one, brother. So
just before you go on, is there anybody else that needs to put the hand emoji in the chat? Well, I think with Walshy, it's, you just remember, that's what the running power, he wasn't even at his best. He played 66% of the game, but you just see the type of player that he is and the running power that he has and the angles that he changes. We've missed him dearly.
Absolutely, mate. And he showed a lot of running power. I didn't expect him to run that hard. And the way he spoke, did you see the interview afterwards? He spoke really honestly, and he got a bit angry with himself at a few times in a few passages of play, which I really thought, wow, this kid's growing, man. He's not a kid anymore. He's a man. And it was just fantastic to see him on the park and just to watch a lot of those kids come on, show their wares. There was a passage of play, I think, in the last quarter. I'm not too sure, the third. Billy Wilson running out of the back line, hitting up Hawk. It was just fantastic. It was awesome to watch, Terry. It was just so good. And the game plan, they just moved it on, handball, linked up. It was so refreshing, mate. So refreshing.
There was something about the way that they were looking to move the ball today, which was different. They wherever they could, they were trying where the opportunity presented to just sort of go diagonally across the field as opposed to always down the line. I don't know if you noticed. Where'd you watch it from?
It was my son's birthday today, actually. So we were at a restaurant, and we were watching on the phone, and we watched all of the second half. It was just fantastic. It was brilliant to watch that game plan. We can all say, where was it all year? But at least they showed something. Better late than never, eh? So we can go into next year with a little bit of hope that there's some system happening. And the link up and the run was phenomenal. It was out of this world. It was really good. And I could hear the crowd on the TV, and just to hear the Carlton members, that was beautiful. That was really good because we've been through some shit this year, as you know. So to hear some of those members there, and I know some of the guys there that we usually go to the game to every week and sit next to, they would have just enjoyed the hell out of it. Yeah. So Terry, that was awesome, mate.
Good to see smiles on faces. It's been a while. It's actually been a while.
It has been. But yeah, if we can continue on with that, like I said last time we chatted, to see that youth and the energy they brought in.
Yeah.
The commentators were saying that on Fox Footy as well. They were really loving the energy to see these kids, and they stood up and to see Harry. Hey, how was Harry's game, mate?
That's the dominant forward. I think we were talking about it last week. So, Charlie's not in the team at the moment. So, I don't want to make it too much about an individual game because it is a team game. But,
yep.
I mean, Harry, we need him to, and the opportunity is there for him to be the focal point and assert his dominance. Now, you can't expect 7 goals, like maybe 3 or 4. But, yeah, he was mentally just switched on and he wanted to dominate. And, it's amazing what happens when he's in that mind frame.
He looked really tough. He looked strong at the contest. That tap down freak goal that he kicked was just bloody awesome. He looked like he's back in a really good place as well. He was smiling afterwards in the interview as well. You don't really see Harry smile that much in interviews, and that was just awesome. But look, you know what? I'm putting my hand up for George Hewitt to win our best and fairest this year, Terry, because he was just on fire again. I think he had about 10 or 11 clearances and 35 plus touches. A team effort again, but yeah, he's just had a ripper, consistently great. So yeah, but Flynn Young, Billy, as I mentioned, Hock, Ashton Moore showed some. His mark was awesome. That's just everyone chipped in, and even Motlop, continuing to grow. I know everyone has their.
I thought he was very unselfish today. Like
very.
He played a team role. I mean, you can make the case like maybe you want him to go back and kick the goals, but he wanted to get his teammates involved over himself today. Maybe too much, but yeah, I was happy.
There was a little bit of over, like, come on. I thought he was going to go and kick a goal, but he would handball. But it was obviously a plan going into the game. They let in a few cheap goals in at the end, but mate, it's looking good for the future, Terry. I'm really happy to see the boys, have a smile on their face, and the way Walshy spoke, like they're going into the end of the year with a really good positive outlook, and it's not about wins; it's about just getting that feeling back at the club and knowing he swore, he said we've got to get our shit together or something like that, and just put our heads down and bums up and get to work and not worry about anything else. So
mate, love to hear it. To hear it. Just a straight talk. Yeah.
It was
mate, great to hear from you. Thanks for calling in.
No worries, mate. You have a great night. Go Blues.
Go Blues. See ya.
See ya, mate.
Luke.
Tezza.
Luke. Good. How are you, mate?
How are you?
Good, you?
Yeah, good, brother. Yeah, good, mate. The kids are all right, huh? The kids are all right.
Who would have thought?
Mate, before I touch on the kids, well, I'm glad I didn't mess the wording of that up. Before I touch on the kids, mate, who was that peanut in the media that said that Harry would probably only be worth a top 35 pick or something if we wanted to trade him? He can jam that. What a performance. But, mate, I'm just most impressed with the kids. The Hudson O'Keefe is really growing up before our eyes. The contested marks, the ruck work, he's moving really well. You got Cooper Lord's looking like an absolute beast in there. He absolutely bullied whoever he was playing on. We bullied that midfield just absolutely got dominated by. But and it was mostly like the high half forwards pushing up. The Flynn Young, we've got a player there. Like now we've got 4 or 5 games into some of these kids. You're starting to see they're working out the pace of the game a little bit better. So you sprinkle Jagger into all of that. Put Harry Dean in that back line. Hey, we're all right. We'll have another top pick before we get Harry Dean as well. So, yeah.
Well, I think. What's that?
No, you go.
I was going to say you were touching on the kids. There's a kid. I don't know when you stop calling a kid But this guy here, Lockie Cowan, today, I think the last month, the last 5-6 weeks, I've been saying that's the best game he's played since he got back, and he just sort of keeps going. But he took 10 marks today. I don't know how many of those were intercept marks, but from what I saw in the game, I was there. He is ready to play at a consistent level and be reliable now.
Mate, he's keeping Mitch McGovern out of the side. I know that they were playing together, but he uses the ball so much better than McGovern. McGovern's got a great field kick on him and a great mark on him, but his decision making is just it's abysmal. But yeah, Cowan has got that poise down back now. It'll be interesting to see if Kemp slots back in as well, post all of his injury issues. But no, we're starting to look pretty settled. And then, what's his name? I'm having a mental blank. Picked up from GWS, Backman. Oh. No, Backman from GWS.
Oh, Nick Haynes.
Yeah, Haynes. Mate, give him one more year because he's still playing very good football. Give him one more year. Let Harry Dean and Harry O'Farrell get back from... Harry O'Farrell can do what Jagger's done all year and just bulk up in the gym.
True.
So, the veterans, we know what they can do. We know what Sam Walsh is capable of. Batman and Robin were back together and just had a masterclass again today.
Wasn't Sam Walsh, wasn't his link up play, his pattern play today. Like, he played 66% game time, and what's he had? He's at the 28. Like, he's one of our best players. That's the reality. And when he's fit and fresh and healthy, he's a difference maker.
9 score involvements, Tez. 9.
Really?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Someone fact check that, but I'm pretty sure I saw 9 score involvements. So he was actually using the ball out of the centre square bounces really well going inside 50. And that's been the big knock on him. So
you are right. 9 score involvements, 6 inside 50s. He was brilliant. He was brilliant.
So the Camporelli twins to come in at some point. As the veterans get older, mate, it's all exciting. It's a pretty good time to be a bagger. And I know we say this every year, Tez. There's always next year. But for once, they're actually playing with a bit of mongrel about them and pressure, and they're all buying in. Frankie Evans, give the guy a statue.
Fair enough. Mate, you go and enjoy your walk. Thanks very much for calling in.
Thanks, mate. Take care.
All right, see ya. He's up and about. Let's go to Thailand because Jeff is here. He's in the pool. G'day, Jeff.
G'day, mate. How are you? How are you, baggers? Good day to be alive.
Mate, you look like you are having the time of your life in heaven over there.
I don't know what to say. Wake up in the morning, have a coffee, turn the blues on and watch that. Goodness me. I talked to you last year and the room about building depth. And it's starting to happen now. And the transition, like Cowan, he's a brutal unit. He's going to be Weeders on steroids. Very, very good show all day. Motlop turned the corner today, doing a lot of 1%ers, a lot of team stuff, hard tackling. He's starting to get into that. And Frankie Evans has transformed that forward line.
Mate, he is... it's always interesting when you have a breakout game and sometimes you get a little bit of hype around you and you can maybe drop off. He had the 15 touches, kicked his 2, 5 tackles. He was solid.
Yeah, and the other guys are starting to think, I can do this too. Notice the passes have been a lot flatter and more direct, okay? The other thing, they're starting to believe. They're actually starting to believe, and they're starting to realise these kids are coming through. If I don't perform, I'm going to get a game. This is not a rebuild, mate. This is a blood transfusion of young blood into the team, a total blood transfusion. And the chemistry's coming, mate. You can see it. You can see it today. There's really good chemistry there, and they believe. So the heat's off Vossi now. It's they've had their, and what's his name, the new bloke's in. And they've said, well, Vossi can coach. It's nothing to do with him. We'll give him another year. He can play out his contract. So you players, pull your fingers out of your ass and get into it. Otherwise, you won't be at the club because the storm's arrived.
It's interesting when you read between the lines around a few things. So Graham Wright, a few comments this week around, certain players have had contracts in front of them already for a few months, so they either want to be here or they don't. I think Vossi kind of alluded to it as well. It's just ultimately going to be about, do you want to be here or do you not?
Yeah, it's definitely, we've turned the corner. That's not a flash in the pan. They're very skillful individuals, and we've got so much more to come through and more depth to build. It's going to be an exciting year. Imagine Jagger with Lordy, and how good did Hewitt play? I tell you one thing I noticed today. Blake Acres on the wing, running up and down all day. The extra man in the back line, the extra link man. Then he'd run forward and receive the ball. And very, very, very few commentators picked it up. But he ran his guts out all day, and I've never seen him that fit for a while. So hats off to him. Whatever injury he's had, he's shaken it. Or his third brain cell's kicked in. One of the two. Anyway, great day to be having a whiskey in the pool, and I'll enjoy the rest of the fan cams. All you guys enjoy yourself, enjoy the year. Essendon next week, what's the crowd prediction? I reckon 80,000 after that effort, mate.
I hope so. Well, it's a Thursday night, so I don't know if people will make the effort, but we'll see.
Anyway, look, fantastic. Enjoy the day, enjoy the win. Go Baggers. Thanks,
Baggers.
Terry.
See you, Jeff. Love it. Absolutely love it. All right, Mark. Hello, Mark.
Hey, bro. How you going?
Good. You?
Good, man. Good. We needed that, didn't we?
I was, I think I said it earlier. I'm like, I don't really remember such a peaceful day at the football, like this year. We haven't had too many like that.
Nah, you're not wrong, man. You're not wrong. And it's like, I don't know, like a part of me when the final siren went, got a bit emotional because we've been through hell and back with this team. I think, yes, all right, look, it's only one win in the season. Nothing, we're not going to achieve anything this year. But during the week, something stood out for me. And I don't know, like I don't want to, get false hope or anything like that, but I feel like that comment that Graham Wright made could be the changing of the Carlton Football Club.
Which one?
We don't have enough good players. And I saw a response today from every single individual that played. And I thought, for many years, many years, those players have not been, I guess, had any criticism whatsoever.
Think about it. It's the first time publicly we've had someone from the club say about this list that it's not a top 4 list.
Yeah. And I think that was, like, when I heard that, I don't know about any other blue bagger out there, but I just sort of felt a sense of relief. Like, someone's come out and said it. And he did not care if he hurt anyone's feelings in the process.
Yeah.
And, I think, those boys need some tough love. And obviously they've backed Vossi. Whether you agree or disagree, that's a different conversation for a different day. But I think they're finally putting the onus on the players now. And the response we saw today was, I kid you not, mate, like, it was unbelievable. Like, so the link-up play, like, I think in the first quarter there was 1-2 on the boundary line with Blake Acres and a couple other players. They were just hand passing to and from, and we got a goal out of it. I can't remember who kicked the goal, but we got a goal out of it. And Cooper Lord, I know he got concussed and it was unfortunate, but he was tackled, caught holding the ball, and 5 minutes later dusted himself up, set up one for the skipper, when in the past he probably would have had or any player would have bombed it in an attempt to get a goal, or set it up on Harry's head. Just those little things that I noticed today and over the course of the week has got me thinking that maybe, like, something is changing. And it's not going to be the coach, we know that. But something could be changing. And I don't know, man, like, I don't want to say it, but I think it might be a good change. Graham Wright might be the good thing for the Carlton Football Club.
Mate, I think Wildy sort of said it in here. There's a new heir at the club. He now has the keys and he's a footy head. He knows the levers he needs to pull. Bring it on.
No, man, I agree. But like, like all of them, like even TDK, whether he stays or goes, like the way he played today, like you can't tell me he's leaving based on that performance.
Yeah.
And seeing Jack in the crowd as well, I don't think I've seen him in the crowd since the rumours to Collingwood started.
No, he's been there. He's definitely been
He
there.
has. I haven't seen him. But like,
Definitely been there.
Hey,
do you know what happened with I didn't see the concussion.
I was there. I didn't see it either. I just saw it on Twitter or X.
Can someone in the chat, can someone tell me when did Cooper Lord get the concussion, or like is that actually what happened? I got the notification on my phone that he'd been subbed out with concussion, but I never saw what happened.
Yeah, I don't know. And it's unfortunate too because the kid has been playing some unbelievable roles. Like he's been playing some shutdown roles as well recently. And it's unfortunate. But look, man, 2026, have a good preseason. Hopefully, fingers crossed, no injuries to our star players. That's the big one. Like we need Walshy to have a full preseason. We need Charlie and Harry to have a full preseason.
Yeah.
And that's been missing. So hopefully with no injuries, man, who knows? Like Adelaide, like they turned it around pretty quickly from last year. So who knows? Right? So we've got to stick with them and hopefully we can turn around, bro.
Happy days, mate.
Happy days, mate. Let's get the win against Essendon next week and enjoy our preseason.
Absolutely, my friend. Thanks for calling in.
Thanks, brother. Have a good one.
You too. See ya. Tom.
Hey, mate.
Hey, mate.
Let's go on the footy's fun.
Apparently.
Yeah. This is what all those top 4 and top 8 teams feel every week when they go to the football.
I mean, Port kicked a couple of goals late in that game.
Yeah. They'd switched off by then. They were.
Yeah. But
it's like what the Suns did to us last week. Just sort of. Yeah.
But the point I'm trying to make is that's one of the biggest margins of the year with a team that we would not have picked in round 1.
No, absolutely. Like I heard a stat, our score at halftime was the biggest score we've had since 2021.
Really?
83 points, yeah. And who'd have thought going from defense mindset to an attacking mindset had a positive effect on this group. Like it really just showed that they had the firepower to beat Port this week and they showed it.
Who were the standouts today for you?
I can't go past Harry Mackay. 7 goals. He was on a depleted backline, but when you're that sort of forward, that's what you've got to do on teams that aren't 100% in the backline. And he just, he feasted. Even that goal he kicked out of the ruck, he was playing on a kid that's skin and bone, and he just held him out and just kicked. Just doing those things is what you need to do as a mature age footballer. And I think that's what was really good to see.
He had the 15 score involvements today, Harry Mackay.
Yeah.
Like that. I mean, look, that's the best of Harry Mackay today.
Yeah, and he's marking everything.
The very best. Yeah.
Yeah. And what Sam Walsh does to our structure, him as a player is amazing, but what he does with his running capacity, he's always there for the hands further down in the contest. And I think that's what we've really missed. We've been trying to make it Motlop and Durden and that through the year. And all of a sudden, when Walsh comes in and actually plays that role, we see the benefits that he has in our midfield.
I noticed when he had the ball in his hand a few times, there would be a passage of play where he would, or whoever had the ball in hand would usually just kick that ball on that exact same angle, but he would at the last second just change angle completely, and it had that flow-on effect down the field. So everyone was setting up defensively for Port, thinking, okay, this is how the ball's coming in. In a split second, it just changes. And
for sure,
it just shows. You put him in this group. I don't know what the story is with Elijah, but I know that he can be a good contributor to the team if he's up, if he's right. You had a few more pieces around here, some youth, Cooper Lord, Jagger Smith, get a few more pieces going through there, and it can look really different really quickly.
But the flow-on effect that he has, because all of a sudden then you have George Hewitt playing the Cripps role in the midfield which then pushes Cripps into the forward line where he's more damaging in those forward stoppages and his tackle pressures there in the forward line, and he's not so gassed because he's got to play almost 2 roles in the midfield. It makes a big difference.
Yeah.
And I hate to see Cooper Lord's got concussion, which means he's not playing next week. But that maybe is someone like Elijah can come in for that last game of the year and just sort of have a bit of a boost into his sort of 2026, just get one game under his belt.
Well, it's tricky. It's tricky, right? Because the VFL play tomorrow, and
it's a short break. Yeah,
it's a 5-day break for the guys that played today, 4-day break for those who are going to play tomorrow. I don't know, maybe they just managed some minutes there, but yeah, Cooper Lord, if that's concussion, I saw some people in the chat saying it was an ankle. I don't know. I actually don't know what's happened there, but if it's concussion, he obviously won't play. There's Ben and there's Elijah, Ben Camporelli and Elijah. So maybe they carry one through.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those things. Like, what is your? You're obviously at the game today as well. What was your read on Sard today? I really thought he had a backseat to guys like Carroll and Ollie and even Billy Wilson running off the back line. I really felt,
I totally agree with that. Yeah, I'm just kind of looking at him now. Just from memory, I don't really remember seeing him too much, particularly in the first half. I don't know. I mean, I didn't notice
playing
him
on Willie Rioli, and it looked like the Legends game, like just two sort of guys past their prime, just running around next to each other, having a laugh.
Letting the kids have a run. Let the kids run around.
It really gave that sort of vibe to it. And I mean, he's been really good for Assad for a long time, but I really felt like today was the handing of the torch to these younger halfbacks to this is what they've got, and it really showed today that we can move past Sard now. Like, we don't need to rely on him to have any run out of the back line anymore. But yeah, there's some really good signs today, I think. Yeah, you said earlier, Cowan's the future of the back line.
Yeah, he's rising.
Unbelievable. TDK, what do you reckon? He looked like a guy that was staying this week. Like, I hate to say like we win and all of a sudden everyone's staying, but he just looked like he was really enjoying his footy again.
No, I mean, I saw him at Banner Night on Wednesday, and he was just normal, like normal Tom. Like, you would never have known that he had such a big decision weighing on him, to be honest with you. So I don't know. I was pretty steadfast, and I thought he would stay. Now I'm kind of thinking, he's probably going to go. I still think he's going to go, but
it's too much money. But
look, if that's
you
the
don't
case,
go to Banner Night if you're leaving. Like, that's my thoughts. Like,
well, whatever. But even if he's leaving, like, he's got to. If he's selected, he's got to play and do his very best and help us win games. So I thought he'd do that.
Just one more player. I think if Zach Williams can stay fit and healthy, he's the Zach Bailey type that we are needing. He is that dynamic half forward that uses the ball really well at a high level.
Yeah. And
his turn of pace a few times in handball connections through the midfield is what we've been desperately looking forward for anyone for a long time. And I think today was a really big point of being like, God, if he can just play 20 games in a season, he just makes us such a better team.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah.
Mate, celebrate tonight. Enjoy it.
Happy. Good times.
Thanks for calling in.
Mate.
See ya. How good. Let's go to Queensland, I believe. Jen. Hello.
Yay! Hello. Just showing you the sunset.
Stunning. Look at that.
Isn't that pretty? Da 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 da. That's all I gotta say.
Brilliantly analysed, Jen. Absolutely nailed it.
I thought so. Today, Carlton played like Carlton. And it was so beautiful to watch. And every single player played well. And I'm not a Harry fan, but thank Christ he got up and did his job today.
Bloody hell, he was dominant today. He was, I don't know what happened, but he was up for it.
Round 23, mate. Took a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
But nevertheless, I give praise where praise is due. It was just magic. And like, I think it was Harry that said it, or Patch or Cripper, I'm not sure which one said it, but they clicked. And I said to you the last time, I've never been on fan cams before because it's always full of vitriol. But I just had to get on today to enjoy and hope that everybody is enjoying this. And I think the last time I spoke to you, pre-game, I don't know, whenever it was, and I said, we've got it. The boys have got it. Just hasn't come through yet. Well, they showed it today. They do have it, and I don't give a shit what anybody else says. I am so excited about 2026 now, and just great stuff.
Listen, it's good to see some people having a smile for a change. It's great.
Hell yeah. How was it at the game? Was it good?
It was peaceful. It was enjoyable. I mean, they started well, so I think they alleviated any potential stress. I think we picked 7 goals in the first quarter, absolutely dominant. And then I think there was for me in the back of my mind, I thought, okay, let's just see the third quarter. But they held it. They held firm and then just ran away with it. And by the end, like you said, I mean, guys like Lockie Cowan, I don't know, maybe it's time to stop calling him a kid because he's not playing like a kid anymore. And then you start seeing Sam Walsh and then you realize, that's what we miss. Like we miss him.
I didn't want him to play because I didn't want him to get hurt. But my goodness, wow. Just everything worked. Having him there, it just all opened up. And Paddy got to not have to do everything, and George got to play his role, and all the rest of it. And I said I wouldn't say any more other than singing the song, but it was just so great.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's good to see you up and about.
Oh, of course, absolutely. Yep. And big shout out to beautiful Christine.
She's in the chat here. Good on you, Jen. Take care.
All right, thanks, Tez. See ya.
She's up and about. How good. Nick.
Hey, Terry. How are you?
Mate, calling in after a win. Finally.
Yeah. Look, my bed's made.
I was going to say, can I just say,
you can point it out. Go ahead. Yeah, point it out.
How you do one thing in life is how you do everything. So I can respect a man that's taken on the feedback and he's got his bed done. Yeah. Like it's a sign of a man that's grown up from being a boy to a man. So well done.
Oh, geez. What a win can do to you. Seriously. Yeah. In fact, when I showed my mom and dad that I was on the fan cams, they were just saying to me, Nick, do your bed. You look unclean. I'm like, all right, next time I come on, I'll be clean. But yeah, look, it's amazing what a win can do to you. Seriously. It's amazing. Yeah. I was pretty hopeful for today because, like everyone said, Port were very depleted, missing some big names. And credit to the boys. They went out there and they played like they just wanted to have fun. And that's really what it should be for us.
Well, I mean, look, it's all been stripped back today, and it's been stripped back for the last couple of weeks. So, finals they're not playing for finals. At the moment,
100%. We're out of it, yeah.
Yeah. So at the moment, what they're playing for is, honestly, it's for a bit of pride. And you could sort of not give them an out, but you could sort of say, all right, if you're not motivated to play at this point, like fair enough, finals is out of the question. It's a dead rubber. But to their credit, they've just kept at it. And then now we've got this new added element where CEOs come in, coach is staying, head of football's gone.
Yeah.
Pressure's being put on the players. It's been made very clear that the players the list is not good enough and we need more senior leaders, as it's been said. And now all of a sudden, you got young kids who are playing instead of senior guys like McGovern, for example. And now, like, I think Jeff said it earlier. It's not a rebuild; it's a blood transfusion.
Yeah, I agree with what Jeff said. It's a lot of the senior guys are now looking at all these young kids, like even the ones who haven't debuted yet. They're looking at them, going, "Oh shit! If I don't turn up, then I've lost my spot or I'm gone." Because here's the thing: maybe some of the senior guys who aren't playing or injured want to stay, but if they don't turn up, if they don't put their best foot forward, then they're going to lose their spot. And you need that. It's literally what the next man up mentality is. And I know Vossi's been clear on that throughout the entire year. But if someone like Graham Wright, who has to come out and say, we don't have enough good players, if that's the kicker for these players, then I think we're seeing it right now. I think that's what it is.
What? I saw a very brief clip of Sam Walsh's post-game presser.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. I think he was speaking with Cam. Was it Mooney he was speaking to?
Yeah, I just saw the clip where he's like, it's a no bullshit. He actually said the word no bullshit.
Yeah. And they didn't bring him up on him, funny enough. They just let him say it. And no, he's right. It's a no bullshit mentality. No matter where you are in the year or what game you're playing, you've just got to have that mentality. Go out there and just try your ass off, basically. Yeah.
Mate, I love a man that can swear on national television. Love a man.
To be fair, a couple of players in the past couple of years have been doing it more frequently. Yeah. And, they've been brought up on it or they have gotten away with it, which is funny about that. Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
If the AFL come out and try and find Sam Walsh for saying bullshit, we will riot against the AFL, I think.
Hey, look, they've fined a lot of players for doing some okay things this year, but yeah. I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah.
Back to the game. Yeah. I want to give a shout out to Matt Carroll. I think last year when I saw that he was always injured and he wasn't getting on the list, I thought, he's not going to get a spot. And then when he got delisted, I thought, yep, fair enough. But then he got a second chance, him and Durden. Unfortunate for Durden. But then Carroll, again, just kept at it. And then we finally got a taste of Carroll against West Coast and Geelong and North Melbourne. And we all just thought, this is what we've been missing. Just that gutsy halfback defender that's going to try his ass off and just... Sorry, that was my sister. Yeah, just a gutsy halfback flanker that tries his ass off. And we just need more of that. We just need more of it.
Well, I'm looking at his numbers here. 12 possessions, 6 marks, 4 intercept possessions, 100% disposal efficiency.
There you go. There you go. And what was Lockie Cowan's stats? Were they quite similar? Or
he had the 20 touches, 10 marks. He had 80% disposal efficiency. Where are we here? Lockie Cowan. He was very good today. He had 5 intercept possessions.
I know Harry kicked 7, but you could make an argument that Cowan was best on ground just with his efforts. Like you could make a case for that. And when I saw those contract extensions of Farrell, Carroll, and Cowan, I thought, yes, this is the defense we're going with forward. And look, you add a Harry Dean who's coming for the draft, and then hopefully some other players you can find. Terry, I think our defense is set. Like we've got players coming through that are going to set us up for success. I know it's been a terrible year. I know we haven't seen the best of all these young kids and these senior players, but we're set up. Again, don't stress about the list, but we are set up. That's all that matters. Like Jeff said, it's a blood transfusion. Yeah.
Yep. Nick, mate, love your comments. Thanks so much for calling in.
No worries. I'll definitely be coming on a lot more often. Thank you, Terry.
See you, mate. What a legend. All right, Shane, I saw you here, mate. G'day.
Hey, Tess, how are you, mate?
Good, mate. Where are you?
I'm in Leggy and Bali.
You're in Bali. I blew abroad, mate.
Yeah,
welcome.
Yeah, in Bali for a couple of weeks. So, obviously didn't make it to the game, but what a game it was.
What did you think?
Oh, just our performance. It's almost like Graham Wright tapped a few players on the shoulder and has said to them, you perform or you fuck off.
Well, yeah, I think we've needed it on the players a little bit.
But there's been a few players throughout the year who don't do the second and third efforts.
Yeah.
And over the last couple of weeks, they're starting to do the second and third efforts.
Well, they know now.
I would almost say that's the Graham Wright influence.
Yeah. Well, they know now that change might come.
Yeah.
Who was your standout?
I think Cowan. Cowan was amazing down back. He was really, really good. Harry obviously kicking 7 was really good. But obviously not being at the game, obviously you would have won, Terry. Nick Haynes going forward at times. Something new?
Well, yeah, I mean, he's been playing this role on the wing a little bit at times as well. So he finds himself in the forward line with his running patterns. But yeah, I mean, they're obviously trying something different there. I think they've given a bit more responsibility to Cowan and Carroll. And I mean, Haynes is a smart footballer. And I don't know. I don't know if that's something they're going to try for next year. But yeah, he was really prominent on that left side today.
Yeah. Well, we were sitting in a sports bar here and we're watching it. And a few times I said to my cousin, I said, well, look at that. Nick Haynes going forward and, trying to set up a few goals, something different.
Yeah.
And then I look at it and I go, do we miss Adam Shearer? Do we miss a Charlie Curnow? Are they trade bait? Do we go for someone like a Zach Butters? Put him in the midfield next year with a Jagger Smith.
We've got a few more days.
All this trade talk will start now.
Yeah.
And I actually, I've said it for a long time. I think Harry performs better when Charlie's not in the forward line.
You think so?
Yeah. You look at the year he won the Coleman Medal. There was no Charlie, and he was outstanding.
Yeah.
And after the game to see Harry, no more drinks, thanks. Yeah, enough bin tanks. And to see see Harry with such a smile on his face at the end of the game, man, I'll tell you that was so good.
Mate, that's what it's all about, eh? That's what it's all about.
Oh, it is.
Amazing.
So,
what's on the cards? What's on the cards for the rest of the day?
We'll go down and watch the sunset on the beach, and I've got my birthday tomorrow, so bit of a quiet night tonight, and a big day tomorrow.
How young are you turning?
47 tomorrow.
Well, on behalf of everyone here watching, happy birthday for tomorrow. I've actually got another birthday boy coming on shortly, so it's all happening.
Cheers, mate. Cheers. Thank you very much. Yeah, well, it's actually Indonesia's Independence Day tomorrow as well.
That's a good omen.
So big celebrations around Indonesia.
Yeah. Well, you go and enjoy, my friend. Thanks for calling in.
Will do. Thanks, Tez.
See ya.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
All right. Tolls and Mum.
Hello.
Hi, I'm the mum.
Yep.
Hello, Mum. How are you?
Good.
It's good. Yeah. I don't get to much matches, but last membership on a 3-game membership, and it was free extra tickets, so it was great. Good game to get to.
It certainly was. Bit of joy for a change. Just chilled, and it was much more relaxing than the other few games I've watched over the season. So, and bumped into a cousin over my back shoulder. So it was it was lots of fun and really great day.
Yeah, absolutely. So Tolls, maybe you were the missing piece, mate, all along.
Oh, maybe it was this shirt. I finally used my membership voucher to get some get something else. Yeah.
Because he's usually working on a Saturday.
I mean, the last game I went to was the Bulldogs match, which was awful. Last one I went to with my mum.
Yep.
So yeah, it was much better game to be able to go to. Final one of the season during the day. It wasn't so crowded. We got good seats. It was really fun.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Where were you sitting?
Front row of the GA on level 3. You're just right on the wing.
Right on the wing. Yep.
Yeah.
Saw it all. No one tall in front. Couldn't have been better.
What stood out? Oh, sorry. What or who stood out to you today that you wanted to just highlight?
Oh, Harry getting his 7, equaling his best. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. I noticed Francis Evans since last game. He played well as well. That was good. George Hewitt as well, always having good playthrough. And then, Walsh. We've been missing Walsh.
Yes, that was another highlight.
He didn't miss a trick coming back. It was amazing.
It's interesting when he plays, he encourages the link-up running through the middle of the ground.
Yes, you saw so much more. I noticed being up high where we've been in the past in the general area, you see
how many kicks get just kicked to the pack.
Yeah.
But when you see them, and we don't normally see them passing and handballing like they did. I often see the opposite team doing it.
We just play contested marking when Walsh isn't there, but he just inspires run, and that's what we're going to see when Jagger comes back next year. That's going to be amazing to see.
Yeah,
having Jagger learning from Walsh.
Well, Jagger's one of his traits is his ability to create run as well as be a link in the chain too. So, look, Walsh feeding off Jagger, feeding off Cooper Lord, feeding off Cripps, feeding off Hewitt, feeding off Chera. Oh, mate,
be beautiful, and
hopefully we don't lose too many.
Oh, yeah,
our champions.
Well, we always seem to lose one in the bloody preseason. So let's hope we can avoid that. But next year we've got Jagger coming back. We've got Newman coming back. Probably getting Hoff back if he brings his if he gets even better for his sophomore year. That's going to be incredible. Yeah, it's looking good. I love the phrasing from earlier of the blood transfusion. It doesn't feel like a rebuild. It's just getting pieces in to build things up where we need them.
100%.
There you go. Yep.
What's on for
Better
the
get
rest of
home
the
and
day?
walk the dog now.
Okay, well, you go and enjoy. Thanks for taking the time to call in, and hope you enjoyed yourselves.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. See ya.
See ya. All right. Mark, are you ready to be on, or are you not ready yet? Do you want me to wait for you a little bit more?
Do 15 minutes. I'd say 15.
All right. Sounds good. Next up, I've got David from WA.
G'day, Terry.
How you doing?
Feel like we need to rename this Fans from the Pool, because everyone seems to be enjoying themselves in the pool at the moment. All I've got to do is have this tea of yours and
people calling in from all over the world, and yeah, it's great.
And smile. So we all got to sing Lily of Laguna twice in a week, which was a pleasant surprise. So haven't had a week like that for a while, so it was great.
Do you know what? I'm glad you said that, because I went the other night and there was something about what happened on Thursday night with the girls that just, I don't know, it was just good energy, good vibes, good stories, like smiles, and it was sort of happy. And I think for me personally, it sort of filtered through into this morning. Like I didn't wake up with so much red. I don't know. I don't know if it's linked.
I definitely think it is. Success breeds success, but also I think with the young kids coming in, your Ashton Moyers and Hudson O'Keefe's, these kind of guys who've got no fear and are playing with such confidence, it's become, I guess, for everyone, it's lifting their spirits. You see someone like Fogarty who looks like he's a bit damaged from a year of setbacks, whereas these young kids are enthusiastic and playing like they've got nothing to lose, which they don't. So I think that's been really, and probably in hindsight, something we should have done last year and didn't. We blooded Bins and a few others, but really didn't take advantage of that. And maybe have learnt from our lessons that we needed to do that more.
Well, I think there's 3 or 4 who I think will genuinely be a part of the best version of this team next year. I don't know how many of these, kids will play next year from round 1, if they will all play. But I think there's 3 or 4 that I've seen this year really emerge and really develop. And that's been a big criticism, the development of some of the group.
And I think that there's someone like Billy Wilson being possibly not ready totally with his fitness will have a really strong off season, hopefully, and learn from where his inadequacies and his drawbacks have been, and he'll find that they'll be much better for it, and also not now scared of taking the next step up to the big league as well. So I think that's half of the psychological problem, is that fear of the unknown. So I think that's going to be really good for players. And what happens with the likes of Lemmy and even someone like in the off season, we're seeing what players now are accountable. So everyone's talking about the Camporelli boys coming into the team, but if their skill levels are still not ready, then that's something they need to work on during the VFL season and also then the off season as well. So it's okay to throw them in the deep end, but at the same time, still developing. I think Luke Power's been really good for that.
Yeah, no, totally. Any other themes?
Well, I mean, one of the things that stood out to me was our tackling definitely has been improving over the last few weeks. So Francis Evans, 5 tackles. Jesse Motlop, people still stick the boots in him, but he had 4 tackles. You could see the effort that they were putting in as well. And yeah, Hewitt getting 11 clearances, having his mate next to him in Walsh. You could see things clicked a lot better, whether that was just because Port's not as good a team or not. But I think there's plenty there to hang your hat on and to look forward to. Everyone is excited about the young group coming forward. And I mean, there were still errors. And I thought, I was surprised. I was saying to the WA Blues at the function that the pace of the game didn't quite seem to the extent of the games we've been seeing throughout the last week, for instance, a much slower paced game, whether that was by design of the coaches trying to just keep control of the ball as much. But I think it was good that we didn't read the script and fall into a heap in the second half, although it looked like we would go to sleep at the beginning of the second half. It was nice to see that they did put in a really good 4-quarter effort. So hats off to them.
Yeah, no, I thought Jesse was just unselfish today in a game where you had a few moments where you wouldn't have blamed him for blazing away or taking the shot, but he tried to get Walsh involved in a particular position there. I think there was one more he gave off. Can't remember who it was to. But yeah, he was very unselfish today.
Yeah, so I think it's good that we have stuck in with faith in these kind of players, and really, hopefully that means that they will be much better for it for next season as well. So and having Harry there, just kicking goals for fun and the like was just brilliant to see. I mean, that mark that he took from the ruck and just slotted onto his boot was I think every Carlton supporter was just in awe of that. So I don't know whether I get nominated for goal of the week, but for me, it definitely was a highlight.
I'll be voting if I can.
Definitely.
Amazing.
But we had our last WA Blues function today, and so I just want to thank all the WA fans for coming out during the season and supporting. The membership is huge over here as well, so congratulations, and hopefully we get to finish the season strongly by destroying the Bombers.
Mate, thank you for everything you do over there in WA for the club and for the supporter base, and yeah, we'll see you very soon.
Absolutely. Have a good one.
See ya. All right. We've got Ben.
Hey, mate. How are you?
What is that monstrosity of a shirt on you?
Yeah, apologies, mate. Apologies. I'm in full Premier League mode. Up at 4:40 this morning. But yeah, no, what a good game. What a good game.
Did you go?
No, we had to pick up. So my partner's Nan, she's moved over from New Zealand today. So we had to pick her up from the airport. So I couldn't go, unfortunately, but I watched it on the phone the whole 2.5-hour drive to the airport and back. So, but no, that was fantastic. I was super impressed with Motlop's game. People have been giving him crap all year, and I think he had 9 disposals, 10 disposals, but when people talk about how good Cyril Rioli was, I know he's not Cyril Rioli, but that's the impact he sort of had today. He just chased, tackled. I couldn't find a flaw in his game today outside of him being too unselfish. Too unselfish, really.
Yeah. No, look, I mean, it was pretty dominant from the get-go, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, the last 5 or 10 minutes, Port sort of started peppering goals through. But, yeah, no, I thought they held firm and they seem to want to run the ball a little bit more than what they had. They're definitely trying something different. It's a bit of an audition for next year. What did you make during the week of the Sam Walsh talk? Were you in the camp of don't risk him?
No, I think play. If Sam Walsh wants to play and wants to try and get confidence in his body, play him. You're not going to get confidence if you're not playing. That's how I see it. So, and even as you said after the game, I listened to his press conference, and yeah, he just wants to play footy. So, if you want to play, and it's clearly not going to be too much of a risk on yourself, might as well get that confidence in you, because that's been a big thing at the start of the year. He just didn't have the confidence.
Oh yeah. Look, I mean, you sort of look at it. He's back. He's training. He had the hot spots in his foot. They've come, they've gone. He doesn't really have the wear and tear of the season on him. Like, he didn't have the bruises on his body, the build up. He's had 10 weeks out. They managed his game time. I was sitting sort of behind the bench on the wing, and you could just see he wasn't on for long spurts. But when he was on, he was able to just play with the high intensity and then straight off. And they really managed him well. So, kudos there. But then you just see like how the team runs the ball. It changes completely when he's in the team.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. So I know a lot of us fans, myself included, were giving him flack at the start of the year because he wasn't right, which is fair enough because if you're playing, you've got to be at your best. But no, he was fantastic today. And
well, you know, there was a moment there where I was thinking, I'm like, he's sort of our version. They talk about the modern game and the modern player. And, you know, we've gone from, you know, poster boys being guys like Patrick Cripps or Clayton Oliver, for example, right? And now you're sort of starting to look at this wave of players that's kind of, you know, Max Holmes, Bailey Smith, Nasiah Wanganeen-Milera. Well, I think Walsh can be that run and carry bounce player, you know?
Yeah, oh, for sure. Well, for anyone out there that wants to watch a video, I suggest watch that Dylan Alexander video from about 2 weeks ago talking about the new midfielders because that sums up perfectly how the game's going, and that's fantastic content he makes. But yeah, that's how I see it too. I think he can be that for us and more. So yeah, that was good. But my last sort of point is actually about the women's game. I'm normally don't really watch the women's. I sort of try and watch 1 or 2 games a year. But I thought, stuff it. I'll put it on Thursday night, and I was genuinely very impressed with how they're going. And not going to lie, I think I'm going to tune into every game for the year. They were fantastic.
Mate, I'll tell you now, I was there on Thursday. I have not had too many nights this year, like Carlton nights, where it's been that much fun. I was sort of standing in the second half where the McKays were, the McKay family. Mate, it was an absolute vibe. So, I don't know. Bit of energy there. That carried into today. I don't know. Maybe get some momentum going. I mean, it's good for the club. You know, it's been a pretty disappointing year for a lot of supporters this year. So, no, maybe the girls can add to the energy and the boys can feed off it and finish off Thursday night. And
yeah, so anyone out there that's sort of iffy on the women's, I definitely recommend to give them another chance because they've honestly impressed me a lot with how much they've come over the last few years. So get around them. I reckon.
All right, well, mate, come to round 4. Round 4 home game, Icon Park. Maybe we'll do a little BA meetup or something.
Would love to. I'm in Western Australia for work.
All right,
but
I'll see the
I'll try and get to as many games as I can for sure.
All right, man. You enjoy the rest of your night.
Will do.
Oh, by the
Thanks,
way, before you go,
Yep.
come on, you Gunners.
Yeah. Hey, I'm backing you. I reckon you've got it this season.
All right, we'll see. See you,
Have
Ben.
a good one, man.
All right. He's a good man. All right. Well, we've got another Ben. His name is Ben.
Hey, how are you, Terry?
Good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good. Bloody good win today. That was good fun to watch.
It's exactly what it was. It was fun.
Yeah. No,
what was the standout
really
for you? What was the? Well, actually, you know what? Let me circle back. What was on your mind throughout the week, and what did you see in the game that sort of confirmed or denied what you thought throughout the week?
Look, I had some mild optimism after the last quarter against Gold Coast last week. So I thought that was a step in the right direction. But you know, after our year that we've had, how can you have too much confidence? And really, I just wanted to see the kids play well and show some signs from them and Walsh and coming back into the team. And I think we did exactly that. So that was that was pleasing and kind of gives a bit of hope for next year. I think too. Maybe look, and there's other teams out there that have had a year of regression, and you know sometimes you just need to tinker with things, whether it be game plan or players in different positions. We've had a lot of injuries, obviously, which is an excuse, but it's partly a reason for why things have gone the way they have. So, quite optimistic. So
it's amazing what a win can do. It's actually it is really amazing what a win can do for a group of supporters. Totally different energy today.
Definitely. So, I was really pleased about that. So
beautiful. What happens between now and the next game? We've got 5 days now to enjoy it and then move on.
I think Well, for me, next week obviously we'll focus on finishing strong against Essendon. So how do you mean? Yeah, exactly.
As in, what does your routine look like? Like, do you go to the game? Do you go to the game next week?
I'll just be cheering on, interstate here, and it's funny. I'm actually going back to Melbourne. I've got a wedding on the weekend, so I'll probably get to watch the second half because I'm flying from Adelaide to Melbourne on the Thursday. I didn't even click at first that we're playing that day, but I'll get to watch the second half and hopefully have a good night Thursday. So
beautiful. Well, we might see you Thursday night for the last fan cams.
Might do. All right. Cheers, Des. Have a good one.
You too. See ya.
See you, mate.
I want to try something a little different here. I just want to get this Sam Walsh interview up. So this is his interview. I think it's 3AW on the radio. It's audio.
Glorious Carlton Football Club rooms, and I'm very fortunate to have fellow number 18, Sam Walsh, who's here with me today. Sam, despite not racking up the wins over the last month, there's been plenty of things to look at that have really been glass half full. It must be wonderful, though, to get the W and really put a side away.
Yeah, I reckon you're right, Razor. The glass half full has probably come from quarters of footy, but today felt like it was pretty well a full performance. Probably fell away a little bit in that last 10, but I reckon the boys were probably pretty cooked.
It's a brutal home and away season, 6 months long, and, I don't need to tell you about injuries. Carlton have had more than their fair share this year, but if we stay on a glass half full theme, which I like to approach my footy with, mate, it's given opportunity and rise to young blokes. I've written down a few names here, right? So we go through Cooper Lord, Hudson O'Keefe, Ashton Moyer, Flynn Young and co. Tell me, like as a seasoned player, a leader of the club, tell me what those guys are bringing to the group.
Yeah, you're spot on. And I've been watching from the stands the past 2 months. And even though it's been a bit of a hard time for our club, there's a lot of those guys that you mentioned have stood up. And it's a pretty good testament to their character because since they've came in, you can sense they've worked hard. And I think you can nearly tell by the first couple of weeks what attitude guys have got. And I've always thought that those boys are competitive but enjoy their footy too. So going forward, it's really positive. And in and around that, as the older players in our group, we've got to give them the confidence. And I think we're able to do that today by having an impact on the game and bringing them into it.
Well, there's no doubt about that, mate. My next question was simply that. Like at the other end, we've got yourself, TDK, Cripper, Georgie Hewitt in at the coalface. Like you smoked them at centre bounce. You bashed them up at clearance, to be fair. And then doing the business there at the other end of the ground, we see Big H, and he has a career best result with 7 goals. Tell me, like, how much joy as a teammate seeing the big fella banging through 7 today? What is that like for you?
Oh, mate, it was so good. And the boys went over to Port probably 2 months ago now, and we got touched up a bit. So to be able to respond, and whenever you play a team twice in the year, you don't want to let them have 2 wins on that ledger. So I thought the way Harry's trained the past couple of months has set up his game. And today I thought he was phenomenal, finished his work. But, geez, he just had a lot of presence at the moment. So he's the king of the table tennis table at the club, and he's acting like he's got the table tennis table out there today, the way he's strutting around. So
Old Forrest Gump.
Yeah, absolutely. He's hard to beat.
Well, look, there's always a heap of noise when it comes to Carlton. That's one thing I learned moving from a non-footballing state. I grew up in Canberra. You move to Melbourne, and it doesn't matter whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. There's always a lot of noise with Carlton. Tell me, that's from external, yeah? Internally, inside the 4 walls, club backs the coach, locks him in. Tell me how that impacts the group.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, we've probably got to learn the lesson of to find ways to block out a lot of that stuff. But then we've still got a lot of great positive supporters, so embrace them too. And that's a fine balance. But if you're playing for a big club, you're just going to have to be mature. The way you play, the way you train, the way you prepare, because you've got to take that as an advantage. And even though at times it might get tough with a bit of that outside noise, there's not many clubs that get to play in front of an average of 40 to 50,000 each week. So you've got to look at it from that perspective, I reckon.
Glass half full, mate. Now we head into the final home round game of the home and away season. It'll be the last game for the year. You take on the arch enemy, the nemesis in Essendon at the MCG. Must be looking forward to trying to end the season with another W at the home of footy.
Exactly right. Yeah, it's we want to finish with a bit of momentum, take it into next year. And I watched a bit of the Essendon game last night and showed some good intensity. So we've got a 5-day break and roll the sleeves up and go again. And I feel like if we play footy like that, you naturally get energy anyway. So I'm looking forward to it.
Sam, as a former member of the number 18 club, it filled me with great joy seeing you strut your stuff today. You killed it. Congratulations on the victory, mate, and onwards and upwards into next year.
Thanks, mate. Not former. You were doing the women's the other day. All the boys were getting around you from the balcony. So it's good to see the number 18 run around with a bit of pace, mate.
It was
interesting. By the way, great questions. That was Razor Ray Chamberlain asking the questions there. All right, next up, let's go. Mark. Well, this is a birthday boy. This is Mark.
Impeccable timing, mate. Just managed to get out of the car. Now I'm in the sweet spot. No, mate. It's been a great day.
Before we
God
start, mate, happy 34th birthday.
We're always 4 months apart, no matter what. We're always 4 months apart. Nah, God blessed us today, didn't they? Could not have got off to the best start. And I'm like, surely you couldn't have a 38-0 start and you'd stuff this up. Just no way in God's green earth. They did have a little period where they obviously, made us a bit jittery in a sense, but the way they were able to obviously just put the foot in the throat and to have 13 goals by half time, which was our best first half of the season, and only the third time we were able to kick the ton since, well, really, it was the Good Friday game when we last did it. So it was perfect all around. Good to see Harry Mackay kicking 7, having 21 as well, over 7-8 grabs. Hudson O'Keefe actually presented himself very well to obviously counterpart with Macca. Moyer and Motlop to an extent. TDK, funny enough, I thought he was actually all right today, even though, he's either on his second last or last game. I mean, the off-season is going to be very interesting of who stays and who goes, but we'll figure that out another time. But Hewitt was running freely. Walsh, to obviously to his extent, while everybody else has been banged up, obviously in the last, 3-4 months in particular. Now it's just good to see. Led from start to finish, that's what you want. They did it over there in the first meeting. We returned the favour.
Yeah, look, it's rare that you're going to see a dominant performance from quarter 1 to quarter 4, but that was a 4-quarter performance. And, people have sort of come on and mentioned that Port are banged up. They are. So are Carlton.
So
are we. Yeah, so are we. We're playing a lot of new guys in positions that they don't normally play, and a lot of older guys in positions they don't normally play. We can see the experimentation going on with, for example, a guy like Nick Haynes playing a little bit further up the ground now. He's spending more time on the wing. We're just seeing droplets of the future, and we're seeing a bit of a dress rehearsal for these guys to stake their claim for either a contract or a spot in the 22 moving forward.
Well, Frankie Evans would be number one when it comes to desperation of a contract. I mean, we're getting pretty much teased as far as what he's done the last 2 weeks. Shout out to Flynn Young, actually, not only for his couple of goals. I thought he was able to actually create a bit of space of wanting the ball, from up the field to obviously presenting himself, down forward to hit the scoreboard. I just thought that was at least a little sign there. You got to try and take some sort of the positives with the kids in today's performance. Carroll had some courageous acts, but also had some times where he obviously misread the flight of the ball at times. But Lockie Cowan as well, I thought very underrated game, in my view, to be fair.
Extremely underrated game today. He was one of our best players, I thought. Yeah.
To some extent, maybe Weeders, but I mean, to be fair, he was pretty much playing mostly on the young Ollie Lord, and they let Lewis Young take more of the responsibility on Georgiades throughout today. So I thought that was a little bit interesting there, because he's another one as well that's obviously basically fighting for a contract. But you'd think now with McGovern not meeting that clause, it looks like goodbye for him. So Young's an interesting one because, I know, for example, my mum just really can't stand him. But then again, a guy at 27 27 years of age. I think what's important for someone like him, you know, he won't start, but you've always got to have that backup option where, you know, you're going to get injuries. You're going to have some sort of interruptions throughout any part of the year. He does come in handy. You know, if it means a pinch hit in the ruck, a little bit of a pinch hit up forward, a little bit of a pinch hit down back. I mean, he's perfect in that regard. He's probably the best 30th player in our side, to be fair. Some would agree to disagree, but it's more to the fact that he covers those roles when really needed. And it's important.
Well, I mean, I know I might be thinking a bit too far ahead here, but you sort of mentioned McGovern, right? So whatever, it's reported that there's a contract extension with a trigger. It's not going to be met. Would you still want a guy like McGovern on the list?
He'd have to be on less coin for that. It's either if he somehow wants to be on the same pay, or for some reason, even if it's 50 to 100K more, whatever it may be, it's very simple, right? He either takes less, fine. If not, well, you've seen it with the kids out there. And I mean, Walsh didn't sugarcoat his press conference after. I mean, come on, we've all basically thrown the F and C and the B words of all kinds. So, I mean, it's interesting. Is it more the fact that Graham Wright's now been in the role for what, a day and a bit? And all of a sudden, we're now starting to see a bit of swagger in our players when it comes to press conferences.
That's a very interesting observation there. It's a very interesting observation to hear Walsh say it's a no bullshit mentality after Graham Wright's just come out and started talking to us like we're normal human beings, not some fucking boardroom. Like, absolutely unbelievable. Who would have thought, Mark? Just a bit of plain language out there, mate.
Oh man, come on! You've done worse. I know I've done worse. I mean, I've retired on this platform. I've been suspended by yourself. I've had someone give me a hot dog up the arse. So there you go. Okay, I've just cut that off. Anyways.
What? Anyway, mate.
It's the right effect. It's the right effect. That's part of me. Anyways.
No, we love it. We love it.
It is the right. It is the right effect. Interesting, actually. I thought it was doctored. To be honest, I actually thought it was doctored. No, he actually said it. Okay, well then, hopefully that's the case for Essendon, and just say it'd be nice to bomb them for their 12th loss in a row, and then hopefully the Suns can burn them for their 13th. I wouldn't mind that.
What is your life lesson that you want to pass on as you have achieved 34 years of living?
Sorry, mate, you just cut it off there. Say it again, sorry.
You're 34 today, 34 years young.
Mm-hmm.
What is your parting life lesson for those watching as you achieve 34 years?
Man, it's a good question. I mean, I think it's just you got to keep on living, you know. You're going to have your periods where, like, you might not have figured it out in your 20s. You may still not figure it out in your 30s, like you might. I mean, I've probably maybe felt a little bit that way compared to my 20s, to be perfectly fair. I think it's just more of you got to keep grinding and thriving each day that we live, you know, because you just never know, obviously, when the last comes. So, you know, I had a guy that I used to play cricket with who actually just recently died about a month or so ago through an aneurysm and obviously a stack of a lot of weight. So I think it's important that health is always number one and forever will be, because it's going to be the difference as far as you going from where we are right now to living above the life expectancy. So got to keep at it.
Very good.
That'd be my take.
Mate, plans for tonight? Celebrating? Doing anything special?
Yeah, no, family dinner. I had a friend's dinner last night. Invited friends for my birthday dinner as an early one last night. And then today was just simple sleep in, roll up, smash the power. And hopefully next week we simply bomb the Bombers.
Very good. Happy birthday once again, mate. Have a good one.
Thanks. Let's go.
Good stuff. Moondog, sorry, I didn't read this out earlier. Young blood look hungry. Nice problem to have. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Let's go to Jesse.
Terry, how's things, mate?
From the other side of the country.
I know, yeah. It's always good to call in from the other side of the country when we've had a win.
Well, it kind of makes this whole thing what it is. We are blue and we are abroad. We're everywhere.
Well, we are. There's no battering us down. Wherever you go, there's Carlton supporters. Doesn't even mean when you're in Europe or wherever country you are, you're always going to see a blue bagger, which is good.
Spot on.
And to your last caller, mate, spot on. Like, he's absolutely spot on. Like, best piece of advice I've ever heard was from a person that was in his 30s, and he said, the best thing you can do in your life is just live in the moment. And I think sometimes with Carlton, like, actually, that 23 season and stuff, we lived in the moment. It was good. The last few years have been a little bit disappointing, but I thought today was a real good stride in the right direction for our boys.
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely spot on. I think that's been a bit of a theme with Carlton supporters in general. I mean, we're either thinking about what could be, what used to be, and very rarely do we sort of just live in what is. And I think the whole Graham Wright thing, new CEO, there was a bit of uncertainty around, will the coach stay, will the coach go? We get that certainty. We get a bit of certainty around head of football. We're going to get a little bit more certainty around the playing list coming up. And I don't know what it's going to take to just stay in the moment, but I do think that is the most important thing, because that's all that we really have right now. It's the current moment in time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's good, the change in Graham Wright, it's a breath of fresh air. And I was luckily enough able to have a quick chat with him when he came over for the Carlton West Coast game, and just his enthusiasm. And he just seemed like, even though, there's a whole hysteric about him being from Collingwood and a Collingwood person and all that sort of thing, but he seemed like a Carlton person straight off the bat. And I was like, this is great. This is great. He seemed like someone that obviously wants the best interests of us. And I think already the decisions he's making, I think is really actually going to push us forward going ahead. If we can make a few changes, like maybe Adrian Hickmont from Hawthorn as a forward coach, if we can bring someone like him, his caliber, into the frame. There's obviously talks of Chris Davies, Danny Daly from Brisbane, Ken Hinkley, also Hayden Skipworth as well. So, if we can get some just good caliber of people into our football club, I think the list doesn't need to be overhauled. We can add a few little things here and there, but I think actually, looking forward to next season, I think it's quite promising.
Is there any noise over there in WA around players or assistants or people from WA clubs? Do you hear anything about that on that side of the country?
Probably not so much in the sense of trade and all that sort of speculation. Obviously, we have a little radio show, 91.3 Sport FM, which I believe you've joined a few times.
That's not a little show.
Well, we do our thing. We like to talk about Carlton.
That's a big show.
It's very enjoyable when we get people like yourself on, obviously. But I think we're all looking forward to change in that, obviously, coaching department sort of industry. So the speculation over here has probably been more about the coaching department and the administration more than the on-field sort of presentation.
Gotcha. So, one more game. What do we do? What do you want to see?
Yeah. And I'm just happy to see the kids play. I think about early on in the season, we were lucky enough on the radio show to speak to David Parkin, and he said he believed you need between 38 to 40 players on your list that need at least 50 games experience or more.
Wow.
And at the start of the year, I was like, oh, okay. And then that was to win a flag. That was his range to win a flag. And I thought, oh yeah, fair enough. Okay. And then I started thinking about all these young kids that we've starting to come through. And then I thought to myself, I was like, oh, well, that range of players, we actually don't have. That what he's talking about experience-wise 50 games or more between your list of 29 to 40 odd players. I was like, we don't have that. And now the last half of the season, I'm starting to see all these kids come through, and it's like it's a breath of fresh air. Like, I take my hat off. Like David Rees-Jones has been on the hammer all the time about bringing the kids in, introduce them, get them our AFL experience. And now we're actually starting to see some of these kids. And I'll be honest with you, I'd love to know your opinion, Terry. Like, I feel like the leaders are trying to lead, but I feel like some of these younger guys, the Cowans, the Carrolls, all these sort of young fellas, Cooper Lords, they're actually starting to propel us a little bit more. They're like trying to. It seems like they've got some desperation, and they're trying to lead us forward.
Well, it's an interesting balance, that conversation around, because Walsh and Jacob and these guys, like, they were the youth that we wanted to get games into. It seems like not long ago, but it was quite a while now when you think about it. We're talking Wiedering's been in the league for, this is year 10. Walsh has been.
I know. How quick has that passed?
Yeah. So you can
gone
sort of see they now need some fresh energy to just keep them ticking along as well. So there's a bit of that, but also I think Walshy, I want to find the clip where he said it, but the part around no bullshit mentality. Yep, we play for a big club. Yep, it can get a bit noisy. Yep, you can get some angry people around externally. The noise can, but we've got to this is what happens. We play for a big club, and you've got to be able to deal with it. Like, I think that is the difference between what we talk about as supporters with, like, we want them to grow up, like boys becoming men, like, to become an adult, like a strong, mentally willed footballer, an adult is, can you deal with the pressure? Can you handle it? Rather than pushing the pressure away and wanting it to be too easy, can you become strong enough to withstand the pressure and actually use it to your advantage?
Well, someone like that would have been Harry Mackay today.
Well,
just took it upon himself, said, I'm going to be, I think the last few weeks, he's decided to take it upon himself to be the leader of that forward line. And today he just went, okay, I'm going to take it upon myself.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the leader of this forward line. Kick it with our forward line, especially this year. Charlie probably hasn't done this enough. Is like, I hear about, to go off a little bit of a tangent, but like,
go for it.
Like, you hear about the people, like I hear about my father and everyone talk about, sticks, and like he'd kick a few in a row, and he would say, literally, he'd be pointing to say, kick it to me. I want the ball. I'm going for it. And today, Harry, he was jumping through every pack. He may have not grabbed every mark, but he was crashing every pack, bringing it to a contest. Then he was getting the reward for what he was doing well. And I was like, that is someone who's a leader of our forward line. And anyone who says, we should trade Harry, is just absolutely got the wrong idea about football, because Harry and Charlie have only played about 7.5 games this year together. Them two together are a force. And propelling us into next year, when we a little bit more settled, hopefully we got the injuries under wrap, we've got the MRI centre, so we should be sweet on that case. But those two spearing us in the forward line will give us the best opportunity at winning a flag in the next 3 years than trying to outset them and fucking trade them off, because I don't think that's the right idea.
Fair. Listen, as long as they're healthy and they're committed, I think we can do great things.
I think Harry's committed. Yeah. He said, what's a long, he said, I'm signed up long term. And I love that.
Yeah.
Just be honest.
Yeah. Spot on. Mate, great chat. Thank you so much for calling in.
No, thank you. Always appreciate speaking to you, Terry. Doing marvelous things on this channel, so keep it up.
Cheers, mate. Go Blues.
Go the Baggers.
He's up and about. Jen, I forgot to reply to this because I forgot about this. The team signed Guernsey is now going to be given away. I won't do it tonight. I'll do it on Monday during the BA show, because we kind of needed a win to unlock it. But yes, I will be giving away a 2025 team signed Guernsey. So if you're a member of the channel, you automatically have entry. if you would like to enter into the giveaway, you're more than welcome to. You can become a member, and you're in. So we'll do that on Monday. Ben in Brooklyn. Yo.
Hey, Terry. How's it going?
Good, mate. What time is it?
4:15 in the morning.
Wait. So did you go to sleep last night or did you stay up for the game?
Both. I took a quick nap after the game, and we're about to go to the airport and head to Mexico. So this was a quick. We've got a really early flight, so it just kind of made sense to not sleep here.
Fair enough. What were your thoughts from the game?
Oh man, I mean, I was thrilled to see. It felt like the fourth quarter from last week kept going. You know, we brought the energy, we brought so much intensity, playing on like I haven't seen in months. You know, none of this like overthinking and then kicking down the line for all the overthinking. And then I mean, Harry just putting on one of the best performances I've seen in years from him. He just looked unstoppable. It was magnificent. It was wonderful.
Yeah, it was one thing I noticed today, especially early in the game. Port Adelaide didn't want to create opportunities. Not didn't want to. You could just sort of see the lethargic nature of them. Ball in hand, the options further up the ground. They weren't working as hard to create options for each other, whereas Carlton were. They were creating options. They were dummy leads, creating space for somebody else. Like it was there.
Yeah, the one I think I don't remember who he kicked it. Maybe it was Cripps actually. When Cooper Lord was looking inside 50 and someone ran into the pocket and he looked at the pocket and I saw Port Adelaide run where he looked and then he just kicked to the right and Cripps was standing in open space instead. I was like, wow, I haven't seen anything like that from the Blues. Yeah, maybe it's been a while since I've seen anyone take that kind of decoy, really put that much secondary guessing into it. It was great. It was great.
Yeah, and, man. Look, I must say it was one of the more enjoyable days of the footy. I think because early in the season there was the angst because 0-4 we never really got. I mean, we sort of evened up the ledger, but then there was always the pressure of if we're a finals team, if we're this or that. Like today, there was I had no stress today at all. Like there was nothing to be stressed about.
Yeah. So, and I don't think we're going to lose for 6 more months. I think we've got a solid stretch of no losses coming, and that's going to be great too.
Yeah, it's funny because you know what happens now. Like off season happens, and then moves will be made, coaches and players, and then all of a sudden, every day another layer of imagination starts piling on. So like, if he can get healthy, we now have this player. He's got a full mate. Yeah.
Live in the moment. We gotta, like the birthday boy said, we you build them up and boy, they looked great. I mean, yeah, Moyer, the only one that I was hoping to see a little more from was Billy Wilson, but still, I think it was his second, maybe third game. So, even there, like it looked like the DNA of 2023 was finally catching fire. They were finally putting the torch on this thing and figuring it out and really saying, this is who we are. It's contest and pressure. It's playing on, and maybe not playing the kids in 24 enough means that this year the people we were playing didn't have enough spark. And that's what we're seeing is the kids are, if you want to have this contested style that we keep saying, 4 quarters, too much. It's too much. That's the moral here. But maybe the moral is you just need younger players if you want that style. And now we're going to try to go again. I hope. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, let's see if they can do it again in 5 days' time. And then it's a massive preseason once again.
Yeah. Do you think TDK is staying or going?
I think he'll go. I was sure he would stay but I feel like if he was gonna stay, he would have announced it by now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I genuinely thought he was gonna stay. I now think he's gonna leave, and it is what it is. Yeah. You know, it's I was saying, I don't know if you were watching recently, but I was saying I was at Banner Night the other day, and something really weird sort of happened in my mind. Like lots of the players were there, and I was speaking to some of them, and like just in the moment, I'm just thinking, who cares? Like, this is just such a bush league. Like, it's a local community league on steroids, and it matters. It's everything to like us. But really, like outside of this, well, I mean, I know that you watch it from another country, but outside of Australia, for the most part, no one really knows this thing exists. So for a guy like Tom, like, yeah, for Carlton supporters, like, we love him, we want everyone to stay, but man, they're literally just like normal human beings, like literally just normal human beings that happen to be pretty good at this sport that is only played professionally in one part of the world. So
I've been building a following over here. Actually, we've got I don't know, maybe a handful, maybe up to 10 people that are blue. You know, I'll show them footy, and people be like, "Whoa, what is this?"
Yeah,
you know. And my favorite is to show them the Jamie Elliott mark on Ben Mackay, and everyone's like, "Is that legal?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's 100% legal. You're allowed to do that." And then you're like, "Yeah, we should watch a game." And I'm like, "But you gotta. This is the team. It's the Carlton Blues." Everyone's like, "Okay, great." And slowly we'll build. One day maybe it'll be an international sport.
You are doing very important things by you know, spreading the great game.
Yeah, fabulous stuff. And you know, we've been trying to watch more of the games this year, not just Carlton, and meeting more people who are, you know, we've got a Up the Baggers scarf in our window, and I ran into a guy the other day walking the dog, and he was like, the dog has a Carlton harness, and he's like, "Is that your apartment with the Up the Baggers scarf?" And I was like, "Yes." And he's like, "Okay." He's a Collingwood supporter, and
wow,
yeah,
that's amazing.
That
is amazing.
It's cool. It's very cool. But anyway,
well, mate, you got a flight to catch, so you get out of here.
Thank you. Have a great one. Cheers as always. Appreciate the work you do, Terry. Go Baggers.
See ya. Love it. Absolutely love it. Do we want to watch a bit of it or listen to the presser? We can do that. Maybe I'll quickly get Kel in. Kel?
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, I'm happy as like everyone else because of the win. Yay, yeah.
Mate, good to see. Well, you're always smiling, but it's good to see everyone having a bit of a good time today.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, I think no one's mentioned Williams having a good game. I thought Zach had a great game too.
Good call. No, he did. He seems to have finally, I mean, touch wood, but he seems to have finally found some continuity in his body and some confidence in his body. Like, he played that mid-forward role today, kicked the 2 goals, had the 20-odd touches, and he's got the ability that we need.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully, you know, we keep the consistency up and have another good win next week.
Hope so.
I
hope so. What do you make of the new CEO? Did you like what you heard from him in his first week?
Yeah, it was all positive at least. So yeah,
mate, good stuff. What's on for the rest of the night?
Got to have something to eat and maybe go and visit a friend or something, but no plans, to be honest.
All right. Well, make sure you check out the replay at least 4 or 5 times.
Oh, yeah, maybe 10 or 12 even.
Good on ya. Thanks, Cal.
No worries. Go the Blues.
Go the Blues. See you, mate. It's like the greatest tattoo I've ever seen. Lewis.
I was actually confused. Was that a tattoo?
That was a tattoo. That's Kel. He's got
Damn.
the tattoo on his head.
Damn, that beats all my tattoos.
What have you
That
got?
beats them. I got 2 on my arm, and I
Oh.
got 1 on my shoulder.
You know you had tattoos.
Yeah, I do.
Ah, mate. Bad boy
Before I
stickers.
get... What's that?
You got bad boy stickers on.
At least I think that way.
Yeah.
Before I start streaming, before I get going, my dad was, he owns a wedding venue. He was hosting a wedding. They were doing a raffle, and there was a Carlton signed jersey. The dad came back home, and he gave me a Carlton signed jersey
Mate.
at his own wedding.
Wow.
It's
That's
amazing. Like, I was shocked, and now we're gonna frame it. I actually can't believe it. I saw Quipper's name. I got Harry Mackay, Charlie Curnow, who I've already got signed with millions of frames of them, with with the um Guernseys in a frame, which is really cool. So I can't wait to get that framed up.
mate. It's been a happy
Anyway,
day. It's been a very happy day for
yeah.
you.
Yeah. So, what question would you ask me about the game?
Well, what were your thoughts from the game? What stood out to you?
I felt like we played the way that we played last year, like when we were very good. Like we played really good contested football. Our stoppage work was up to standard, and the way that we were able to get some handball chains going, get some run on is really good. I felt like our pressure was also kind of good to see with our tackling. Um, some players really have stood out. I think a lot of people are saying, yeah, Harry Mackay stood out. He's kicked 7 goals. Kipper Lord did some good work as a tagger. Then you got Sam Welsh, who provided such great run on his return game, and I was very impressed with him. But the youngsters again have really became such a good sign of relief because when you go through these darkest periods, this disappointments, there's always positives at the end. There's always lights, a glimmer of light to see at the end. And these youngsters have really have put on such great glimpse of hope for us in the near future. There's one person that I think I'm going to give credit to, and I saw him play, and I felt like he really did good things, and he kicked 2 goals today. I think Flynn Young did such great work today. I feel like he was the one that had his moments, put pressure on, used the ball well. He kicked a really good goal in the last quarter, probably our last goal in the last quarter, which was very good work from him. And yeah, so yeah, I think that's the way I think about this game. If we play like this against Essendon, we should get the job done. But yeah, no, I think we should celebrate this win because it's been a while since we've been able to have a good, convincing win for quite a long time this
Mate,
year.
talk about yeah, I think it was just all stripped back, and it was like you go to the footy. I mean, for me anyway, today it was go to the footy. Season's over, no expectation, no nothing. Just go and be present at the
Yeah,
footy.
exactly.
And I think when you see the group give the effort that like they did today, the commitment to the game like they did today, it all gets stripped back, and maybe there's just more lessons to be learned. But something you touched on there with the kids that are playing, they're not household names, and I think there's
No.
something in that. I think we maybe, I know I'm guilty of it, just put too much into these individuals,
Yeah.
and I think when you spread out the load with names that are not, I think we should maybe stop having marquee names and marquee players. And yeah, I don't know, there's something about the even spread that I enjoy a lot better.
Yeah, and I think Graham White's comments about connecting as a club, being able to comment on our leaders, saying like, our list's not top 4. And I feel like the players are like thinking, saying, maybe we need to lift up our standard a bit, and our leaders need to start leading as an example for the young kids to be able to be inspired by that. And look, you're not going to win. I'd rather us win with as a collective group than with our leaders being the main talking point, because it speaks like with system structure and good players around the leaders
Yep.
that like helps us
I understand.
adapt to the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just think that like, what's been going on with the club, I feel like Graham White did the right things and said the right words to the players, saying, guys, this is our coach. This is Michael Voss. He's gonna be our coach this year and next year, like it or not. If you do not want to play for this club, you can go.
Yeah.
But
No
if
fear.
you want to play for this club, start playing the standard that is required.
Yeah.
That is it.
Lewis.
And there you go.
Good stuff. Love your work. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. By the way, can I go one more question here?
Sure,
Do
go
you
for it.
believe do we look better with one key forward, with Harry Mackay, and with a whole bunch of like small forwards, than with Charlie Kerno and Harry Mackay both in the team?
I believe when Harry and Charlie are fit and healthy and have continuity in their body, we want both of them.
All right, that's all.
That's
That's
what
all
I
I'm going to
believe.
say.
I think if
That's
they're
all I'm
both
gonna say.
healthy and they're both playing at their best, then we are very dangerous personally.
I agree
So,
too.
yeah.
I just wanted to say that because
No, I get it.
a lot of people are saying who like
Yeah, who
oh
needs Charlie? Yeah,
we believe one Mackay.
I get
We
it. I
believe
get
one
it.
key forward's better
Yeah.
than two.
Mate,
So
enjoy your night. Thanks for calling.
you too, Tez. Go Blues.
Go Blues. Johnny fucking Holden.
Terry, how are you, buddy?
Mate, got the BA hoodie on. Good to see.
Yep, always got the BA hoodie on. Just a couple of things. I just wanted to second what Lewis just said about the Michael Voss thing. Like, I'm not a Michael Voss lover, but I'm also not a Michael Voss hater. I just look and go, if Wright has seen something in him from afar and up close and personal, things that we don't see, then there's got to be something to it. And I think we need to just hold on to, before the rhetoric is always to sack the coach. I think just doing this and just holding firm on it, I think is a good thing. And you noticed that today, it was almost like the guys had a thank God that's over moment. It was like the pressure looked like it was relieved. I saw Tom de Koning smiling. Harry was smiling because we sat right next to the cheer squad today. And you were sort of up close and personal with a lot of the boys, and you could just see them smiling. A lot of them just had that look of they were enjoying themselves out there today. The other
Just
thing,
on that, just to extend on that, do you think we can sometimes overcomplicate it? Like, is it just something as simple as why don't we put more senior guys around the coach who have had decades of experience in the competition or who have been a former coach? Like, is it just as simple as putting more senior heads around the coach to create a better coaching team?
Well, there's two sorts of thought patterns. One's like always sack the coach because it's always the easy answer. The buck stops with the coach rhetoric, and it doesn't matter what happens, it's always just sack the coach. Regardless of whether it's his fault or it's not, it's sack the coach. The other one is if you go back through just recent history, not ancient history, but the last 20 odd years, you have a look at a lot of the successful clubs. They back their coaches in. All the sides that are at the bottom of the ladder and are always fighting and striving to get somewhere are the same clubs, us, Essendon, North, St Kilda, And there's a couple of others. What's the common denominator? We wait 3 years, we don't get success, we sack the coach, rinse, repeat. So when you go back and you look at your Richmonds, your Hawthorns, your Geelongs and all of these sorts of clubs, Melbourne, Adelaide at the moment. Look at Adelaide, 6 years and he's finally got there. Brisbane, it took him 7 years before he got there. You bring that up and you get a group of people going, oh, I'm sick and tired of you saying, look at this club. What about our club? And you go, there's got to be something to it. If there's 1 or 2 clubs, you go, okay, it's an anomaly. But when it's 7 or 8 clubs in the last 20 years, you go, there's got to be something to it. There has to be. You look at Richmond's early on. They moved a few coaches on, got a new team around Damien Hardwick with fresh ideas, and boom, away they went, 2017. Hawthorn did the same thing after 2008. So it can happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I believe it's more chance of it happening. And I always look at it as, if you get a coach that comes into your team, especially someone down the bottom like we were, he's got at least a 3-year, I give him a 3-year leeway, because the first year he's looking at who can play. The second year, you only can really move on a handful, maybe 6 players at the most per year before you cut too deep. So you've got to move 6 players on every single year. Some are contracted and your hands are tied and you can't move them on. Now, regardless of whether they fit your football vision going forward with your coaching, you're stuck with them. So it's like, well, I've got to play these guys. They're contracted for the next 4 years. So what can I do with them? So you get a lot of that things happening with coaches that come in. So their hands are tied for the first 3 or 4 years on the entire list, because sometimes you just can't move on players like McGovern, for argument's sakes. Like, now we've got to a position now where we can turn around with McGovern and go, okay, we're not going to play you the last 2 games. We're going to hang out, so you're not bending us over a barrel. We are now going to have you play for us. You're going to do what we want, not us do what you've put us in a position to do. So I just think, like, he's had a couple of coaches. Now, you don't know what some assistants are going to be like in your system until you get them there. And sometimes you go, okay, I've got this guy. He's on a 3-year contract. I've got to put up with him. Because the other thing too is we have a soft cap with football these days. You can't just sack someone like you used to be able to, pay them out and move on. You can to a point, but you can't do it all the time. So sometimes you can hamstring yourself, and sometimes it's like, okay, did the board put them on? Because previous board management put these guys in behind Voss. Did he have an honest 100% say in who he wanted? Then again, it's also who's available. So sometimes you go, well, there's only 3 or 4 people who are available. That's the best we got. Well, that's the best that's going to have to do. Unfortunately, I want Blake Carousel, or I want him, but he's tied up with something, so I'm going to have to deal with Aaron Hamill. And that's just the way it is. So I always try and give a side, 4 or 5 years minimum before you start seeing the success. Because like everything, like, you make mistakes. You go into an off season with all these grand plans of a new game plan. The only time you can implement it is during the season, because you can train it, but you're training it amongst yourselves. So you know what's going to happen. You don't get a real understanding of whether it stands up until round 1. And then even then, sometimes it's like, okay, well, you got to wait until at least round 8, give it a good few months to sort of see how it goes, and then go, okay, everything we worked on over summer, boys, is shit. What do we do now? And I feel that's where we were this year, where you got to a certain point and they went, damn, everything we worked on in the off season was a waste of time. And if you look at all those sides, they all had a lull and then recorrected themselves and then had the climb. I'm hoping that this is our lull and the climb is to come. We're seeing the young kids coming through.
It's interesting you say that. I just, for some reason, straight away, I thought well, Adelaide last year, Melbourne the year before, they rose back to win the flag. I mean, Collingwood had the lull before the Nick Dacos draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Richmond in 16.
Richmond in 16. Yeah.
Geelong did it because they were almost ready to sack Bomber Thompson before he got before he turned it around. I was listening to Cam Mooney the other day, and he said it. That they were almost certain to sack Bomber, but there was one or two board members that went, no, give him a chance. He turned it around, and look at Geelong now. The other thing, sorry to drag it on, but the other thing with the kids, the one thing I noticed with the kids, you look at the Geelong system. When they play kids, they wait 2 to 3 years in the VFL system before they promote them into the AFL, unless they're forced to with injury. But the vast majority will hang around in the VFL for 2 to 3 years, get used to playing with men, not boys, because that's the thing is like they're used to playing with the boys. And you can be like, I know for me, like at 13, 14, I was like 6 foot tall. I was tall for my age. But then I stopped. It was almost like someone just put a brick on my head and I just never grew another inch. So I stayed 6 foot my whole life, where you get some boys who they develop really, really quick, have a growth spurt when they're 16, 17, play out of their skin. And then when they go up to the next level to play against men, they don't develop. They haven't developed. They may be tall and lanky, or they may be just a big-bodied kid amongst little kids, but when they come up against seasoned men who are big-bodied, they get out-muscled. So it takes them a while to adjust.
Yeah.
Geelong system, they don't put them in the deep end straight away. They wait. They give them 2, 3 years in the VFL, let them adjust to the speed, the strength, the stamina, and everything else before they throw them in the deep end. We, on the other hand, have this philosophy, oh, no, we have to play the kids. And it's like, no, you play them when they're ready.
Yeah.
Not until. You don't play them until they're ready, or unless you're forced to with injury, and that's sort of where we've been this year. But if you look at a lot of the other really, really good teams, they don't promote the kids unless they've had a couple of years in the system.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Mate,
just food for thought.
Mate, every time you speak, it just seems to make a little bit more sense because you just simplify it. You just break it. You don't overcomplicate it.
I think a lot of it comes with age too. I mean, I've seen a fair bit of footy, so yeah, you got to think back. You go back to the Geelong era. I was in my 40s. Like, you were a young 20-odd-year-old. Probably football was the last thing on your mind. You were busy chasing girls and doing lawyer stuff, So when you're an old man and you're not chasing girls anymore, you sort of football's your life. But no, it's all good, mate. All right, buddy, you take care. Enjoy your night. It was a great win today. So, the other thing was I was really impressed with Lockie Cowan down back.
Oh, mate.
Nothing passing.
No, he's taken that intercept role, and
I think he took about 12 marks today.
10 for the game.
I was 10 with it.
Yeah, he just keeps growing like every time.
It's great.
Yeah. So
no, it was really good. All right, mate. You take care. Love you heaps. Enjoy.
You too, mate. Bye.
Take it.
All right, got one more here, and then we're going to get around the press conference. Wayne,
what up?
Hey, mate, what's the story?
Oh, mate, I was just dreaming that we won the grand final next year. I think
we've been starved, haven't we?
It's been really quiet, but it's been a good quiet. It's like, yay, but also, so no more yelling at the TV at the top of the lungs.
What stood out to you today, mate? What was the story of the day?
It's got to be first quarter. The umpires finally paying the tunneling. I think that was it for me. It's like they haven't paid it all year, and I think I've probably said it another time. Like, a lot of the players had been like as your arm extends there, they put it underneath. They put your thing underneath, and then like it's like you're holding, but you're not. And that sort of, I think the term that it's called is hacker shacking. And I've been, there's like a documentary on that on YouTube about Shaquille O'Neal getting that. And I think because of that, I think especially this year, it's been a bit more now that they've gotten around it, both the tunneling, the pushing players into the pack, and the hacker shacking, the three things that I've hoped the umpires did, that happened today. So I'm very happy with that. I know it's it's a sort of shot out there. It's not really, player performance based, but that was probably what I was most happy about. The umpire consistency was probably a little bit more, but I think also in the second quarter, I think that in between part, I think we were all like, please don't let this be another. I don't think I got that feeling though. Like
No,
when
I
you
didn't.
when you think about it.
I didn't. I mean,
Yeah.
the third quarter, Port were wasteful, but I thought we held our nerve well. And then once we kicked that goal in the third, I can't remember who it was, the first one that kicked it. It might have been Harry's fifth goal. And then I thought from that moment, like, nah, we're good. We're fine.
I'm just happy we've got to win. Now I've got something to watch on TV.
It's been a while since the replay got a run, I reckon.
Yeah. So it'll get thrashed this week. I hope we don't crash the KO site.
No.
All right, well, I'll leave you go. I think before that, so how good was Harry O'Farrell in the air today? Skull, is that his nickname?
Oh, no.
Is it O'Farrell?
You mean Hudson O'Keefe?
Keith, sorry, not Farrell. Yeah, he's injured. Duh. Yeah, sorry, O'Keefe. They have the O's. So
He was. You know what? You might be the first person that's mentioned Hudson O'Keefe. I liked what I saw from Hudson O'Keefe today. He competed
just his
a lot
high
better.
flying, it's like retrograde sticks, man. It was good watching him jump for the ball. Oh, and you notice it was the first game. I almost forgot. Yeah, this was something that I really loved. We weren't kicking it into that little arcing pocket. Instead, we were actually lowering the eyes, moving. Oh my god. Oh, I think that's why I was so relaxed, because I never knew where the ball was going to go.
Oh, I love it.
But yes, and when I sleep tonight, I'll be dreaming of Carlton and our lovely no longer kicking it in the pocket.
Make sure you remember your dreams, and next time you come on, let us know how we win the flag next year.
All right. No injuries. That'd be nice.
Good stuff.
Have
See
a
you,
good one,
Wayne.
everyone. Cheers, mate.
He's up and about. All right, we have two things we're going to watch. Well, we're going to listen to. I want to test this out. This is Harry Mackay on Triple M. Let me know. Does this work? Wait, let's do it like this. Can you hear it now?
It was Harry Mackay, 7 goals for you, Big Haz. That must have felt good today.
Yeah, I thought it was really great how the boys played. I thought we started really well, and in the last couple of weeks we played some good footy, and it was just the finishing on top. And today I thought it all kind of came together in a click. So really proud of the boys, the younger group, but yeah, it's been a fun few weeks.
A lot of talk about yourself on Triple M footy. We don't want to pump up the boys, we want to pump up you, mate. Just to get your own reward for effort, that must feel rewarding as well.
Yeah, it's always nice as a forward on the end of a few, but I know it sounds cliche, but the forward group, the way we're bringing pressure, the smalls, the way they're competing, Big Hutto O'Keefe competing really well. So, yeah, it's always nice to get on the end of a few, mate, but I thought the way we played as a group was first class.
Yeah, so were you. A bit of noise around the club in recent weeks. It must have been nice to have all that put to bed. What change does that make for the playing group to have Bossy locked in?
Yeah, we're pretty good at keeping everything inside the four walls pretty stable, and understand the industry. There's a lot of talk outside with the media and the fans, and that's to a degree what makes the game great. But yeah, it was nice. Although the club handled it really well, and if anything, stability's number one. So I thought it's been really well played, and yeah, it's a lot of energy the last few weeks, which has been great.
Midfield's had a bit of a change. Nice to see Sammy Walsh back too. He looked like a new man out there.
Gee, he doesn't miss a beat, does he? Not many could do that. He was first class. I reckon the fact that he wants to come back and play 2 games within 5 days is just sums him up as a person, and such a competitor, great leader, and yeah, the way he fought out tonight was unbelievable.
No Charlie, obviously, the forward lines looked a little bit different. Tell us a little bit about Ashton Moyer. What does he bring to that forward line? He looks like a young star in the making.
Absolutely. He brings a smile, number one. You watch him pre-game, he's just eyes are wide, smiling. So as a bit of an older player, you love seeing that, just the energy and the excitement he has. But yeah, lots of talent, and we know that. But love the way he competes and follows up, and it's going to be a special player.
The old Dark Blues back in town this afternoon. Harry, you were magnificent. Thanks for chatting with us on Triple M Footy.
Thanks, mate. Have a good night.
Amazing. Good stuff. All right, so let's do the presser. Stand by.
Michael started with it, or ended last week with a flurry and started this week with a bang. How good is this to, I guess, see that momentum sort of flowing week on week and get the results you did today?
Yeah, I think with each week, just feeling the power of our contest again. A few weeks back, and some of the pressure we've been able to get on the ball. A couple of weeks back, that sort of you start to get a really clear picture of what that looks like. End of the game last week, you start to see the scoreboard, the power of our plays and finishing our plays, and the style of footy that we want to be able to play. And you're probably not seeing it for the entirety of the game, but you're seeing it for patches. That means that it gives you confidence you move in the right direction. And then obviously today, for large parts of the game, we're able to get what we want. It's been a little while since we've probably dominated supply, and so to be able to get the territory in the game that we needed, and obviously more importantly, get the scoreboard ticking over, and was a huge plus out of the game. So it feels like every time we've stepped in to a game where it's been, some of the opposition that we've played have been pretty good over the last month in particular. But to be able to sort of see those components and then see individuals who are also, having highlights in their game, whether it's our younger players, whether it's our leaders that are leading. We sat in here and said we're going to play out the season strong, and that's what we're doing. So I can't fault the boys the way they've been able to approach it.
Sam Walsh's return probably would have helped things as well. How did you see him slotting back in after 10 weeks out and to have the game he did?
Yeah, I mean, it shows you good players help. You don't have them for a while, and then you sort of see the difference they make in your system. Walshy, we've missed. Harry, we've missed. He comes out and does what he does. He's our transition mid. He's the one that gets from inside to out better than anyone. Also got a key forward down there that's we haven't seen for a lot of the year, and kicked 7 goals as a key focal point. So good players help. And to have those two in great form was particularly out today, and Warper's return was really important to us.
Was there a conscious effort to move the ball quickly, or was that just a reflection of the dominance you had early in terms of possession?
No, I think it's more just playing what you see in front of us. I mean, quickness hasn't really been our issue over the course of the year. So our finish has, and how we finish our plays, and we've gone to work on that pretty hard. And not all of it's clicked in place the way we wanted it to, or as quick as we wanted it to. But to sort of see the transfer now, starting to see some of that transfer and some better entries, quality entries, and we're finishing our play. So in any game style you play, that's important. And so we've been able to finish that, and we're able to get the supply we wanted, and it just puts an opposition under tension, and forces them to do things maybe that they don't want to do, and we can capitalise on those errors.
I guess Cooper Lauder as well, just another play, finished the game with a head knock, just a concussion there. But how have you seen him? Obviously had the job on Noah Anderson last week, and then this week got another lesson, I guess, with one of the best in the business in Zach Butters.
Yeah, he's a great player, Butters. He's he's there. He's a very, very important player too. He energises them. He's their fire starter. I mean, what can you say about him? He's just a great player. So the opportunity for Cooper to be able to come in, and very diligent young man. I think I've spoken too highly of him last week, but he's a pro. He's going to get everything out of himself in his career, whatever that looks like. So similar to your own journey, you sort of go and learn on good players, and he'll learn a lot over this last 3 or 4 weeks. He's banked 21 games, 22 games across the season. Unfortunately, missed the next one, but that's just such a valuable body of work to have, to be able to give you the confidence that you belong. And he's proven that over the course of this year he belongs to an AFL footy, and hopefully he can impact for us in years to come.
How do you think Lockie can get the best out of Harry McKay, like this, consistently for next season? He's had his issues this year, obviously, with knee, concussion. He's spoken about his mental health in the past. What's really key to try and...
Well, he hasn't played, so it's the first point is obviously this year's been different to others, and I think we sort of forget with Harry, like, he's leading our best and fairest, I think, by about round 9, round 10 last year. So he's been in solid patches of form, but he's a difference maker for us. Your best players have got to be, and and that's at the moment I think we're seeing a really good version of Harry, and I think if I look across the whole team, the selfless nature in which we're playing, they're feeling that again, and where that's the shot selection and putting people in different in better positions, where that's rewarding the runners that are there, where that's support runs and finishing plays like Matty Carroll did deep into the fourth quarter, whether it's Mott's that's pressuring right to the end through the last quarter. We're sort of seeing those real sort of selfless nature in the way that we're playing, and so you're always trying to do that, but there's also sometimes the momentum and the feel and the selfless nature where you play is sort of it becomes contagious, and they're feeding off each other at the moment, which is pleasing to see.
You talk about difference makers there. The midfield one, I think it was 19 to 8 centre clearances.
Yeah.
And Tom was on fire in there, and it just says his game as well as the other mids.
Oh, really strong. I mean, Tom's strength has always been his follow up. He gets his hands dirty on the floor, and having him to be able to do that has been a plus for us. Obviously he's played a fair bit forward. Probably had to through personnel that we're sort of missing, that had to spend a bit of time there. But we're always been pretty clear what he offers us there. So, but the midfield was particularly impressive. They've got a good midfield. I know there's Horn Francis is missing out of there, but they've got a very powerful midfield. So you have to manage that, and they're always a threat. So to get that sort of dominance and that territory supply from that one source was obviously important in the game.
Is the spread of goal kickers today something you're pretty pleased with? Obviously, Harry took the lion's share with 7, but you had quite a number of individual goal kickers among that mix too.
Yeah, we did. Cripper, I think, kicked a couple. I think when mids start joining in, that's always a good thing. And Walsh didn't convert his opportunities, but he's getting shots on goal as well. So when your mids start joining in, that's always important. It's not one particular thing. There's a lot of things that got to come together for that to happen. But small forwards kicking goals, midfielders kicking goals, sharing the load amongst our tools. So it's just a better version. Ideally that's what you're always trying to achieve. You're not trying not to do it. But I think that as over the course of the last month in particular, starting to grow confidence in each other, and individual players are just playing better, so they're making larger contributions.
What do you want to see out of the group next week?
We're going to finish the season and finish strong. I mean, it's our last home game. Our supporters have gone the journey with us. Extremely grateful for that. We've had some lean times. At various stages throughout the season. I was just really grateful that they've stuck with us, and they're sort of seeing the emergence of some younger players that have come in, and they've energised us in behind that. You hear the stadium tonight. You think it was round 2. Just being able to with every goals, they're getting behind us, which really pleased about. And obviously next week we just want to finish off the season strong. There's no guarantees, but there's always something that we can continue to improve, and every game we play is valuable. You don't, as I've said this before, you don't wish games away. You don't, because when you're in, you wish you were there. So we're going to continue to do that, and I reckon the leaders are leading that very, very well right now.
On Tom and the midfield performance and his performance as a whole, and how uplifting that game was, how much do you hope that performances like that weigh on players in terms of what you can achieve next year?
There's a body of work in all those sorts of things that go into it. I think that's just it's a moment. But we've been pretty firm and steadfast on that we want to finish out this year, and we just want to be present with each other and have a bit of fun in this back end of the year when it's been tough. So we're just going to make sure that we enjoy each other's company. We're going to stay really present with each other, and we're going to finish out the game and the season as strong as we can.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Cheers.
There you go. That's the presser. I mean, I couldn't play it, but if you sort of just watch it, I mean, I think this rings true for us as well. Everyone, like, what is on our faces when we win compared to when we lose, you just sort of see it. You see the color and the vibrance in a face and a smile after a win. So, yep, he looked all right. He looked solid. I'm going to put the link in the chat one more time if anybody would like to join. Otherwise, we can end it there. We can finish it there. What are we all doing tonight? What are your plans for the rest of? Well, I mean, some of you are in another country. What are you all doing for the rest of your Saturday? I'll tell you what's uncharted territory. Finishing the fan cams at 7 p.m. or even before midnight. Like that won't be the case Thursday. We're going to go into the early hours of Friday. But what do you guys do for the rest of today? This is also why I love Saturday afternoon footy, because you get there early, you finish early. Yeah. Matt, you got the watch along with Pommy. Oh, for the Adelaide game. Actually, let me check out what else happened today. Jack Gunston kicked 7 goals today. Okay. All right. Rosa, you're watching the replay. Watching the Crows game. Should be a cracker. I'm going to miss it, unfortunately. Dione from Thailand. Sawadee Kap.
สวัสดีค่ะสบายดีไหมคะ
How are you?
How are you?
Yeah,
I'm
good.
good. Yeah, good. I'm happy. I'm happy. Like we can finish off strong. Hopefully next week we, also run with that as well. But I thought today, specifically, and I'm thinking back to Graham Wright during the week. He put the onus on the players and the leaders, and maybe that scared them a little bit to lift their game. So I just think if you just have honesty and accountability across, maybe that's in the end, what's going to help the players. And just, I don't know. I just felt like today they looked happy to play. They looked like the world was off their shoulders. And so did Voss in his presser actually as well.
Well, I think, so if I look at it from the supporters' point of view, like, whether you agreed or disagreed with some of the decisions over the last few weeks, what we got was certainty. Like, we've been living in this unknown for months now. Like, who's going to stay? Who's going to go? Is the coach? Is Charlie? Is Walt? So we start to get a few dominoes of certainty. Like, again, whether you agree or disagree with it. And I think that helps settle the supporters, because now at least okay, coach staying, head of football going, new ones coming. And I can't help but imagine for the players that has to have some sort of a settling effect for them too.
Yeah, I'm 100% sure about that, for sure. It's even if you think about yourself in your own workplace.
Yeah.
If there's something that's happening behind the scenes and uncertainty, if it's like a company going bankrupt or something, how do you think the performance goes? So I think if you state what you have at the very beginning, like Wright has done, I think he's going to make some decisions, but he's come in straight away and he's made the decision about Voss with the board, and he's made the decision about Brad Lloyd. The fact that Brad Lloyd stayed for another 2 weeks, I don't know. I mean, I thought he would leave straight away, but good on him. He sees out the contract. Maybe that impacts the players as well. Maybe that's something they may have wanted to happen too. You don't know. So,
well, from any player that I've spoken to over the last week or so, they've all said the same thing. Is that like, no, you can't sack the coach. Like, you can't keep sacking the coach. I'm glad they kept Vossi. Like, I'm glad. Like, I mean, and again, that you can believe that to be their truth. You can believe that to be the company line, whatever. But like, I've had private conversations, and they've all said the same thing. Like, I'm glad we didn't go down that path, because like, you can't keep sacking the coach. So it's coming from them.
It's the first time in a long time that we haven't done something like that. And so let's see. And then next year, that at least we can say, the club can say we backed him in, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But I've got a feeling maybe it's we'll see a better Blues next year, and I'd rather finish off winners than losers.
Yeah, of course. Well,
so people that maybe want us to not play, play for lower draft pick or whatever. I don't care about stuff like that.
No, well, I mean, first of all, our first pick doesn't go to us anyway; it goes to Hawthorn.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. They don't need it.
So there's that. But you know what I found interesting? So we always look at the playing group as a list, right? Or as a playing group. But rarely do we look at the coaching group as a group. We only look at it as the coach and the head coach, and the buck stops with the coach, which it does. But the reality of the situation is you're only as good as the team around you.
For sure. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Anywhere you work, that's the same thing as well. Seriously. It's the same. So no, I'm happy they played well. I enjoyed watching. I actually enjoyed really just watching it and going, okay, we're going to win this. I could tell in the first quarter. We were going to win it. Yeah, you could just tell it was going to happen, and just sit back and enjoy it, and let's not be miserable for a few hours out with ourselves. Yeah.
For a change.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm happy about that. Going to watch Collingwood and Adelaide. Looking forward to that too. So yeah, and I think we saw some really good signs today from some of our players. So yeah, hopefully they just carry on with that, and next week get another win.
Amazing. See you next week. Last fan cams for the year.
Yeah, last fan cams. All right. Well, make it a good one then.
I will. See you, D.
All right. Take care. Bye, everyone. See you.
Kobe.
G'day, Terry. How are you?
Good, mate. You?
I'm all right. I was there in the cheer squad front row, so I always am. And this game was so important to me because I've made it my own little bet with some people that, but before the Melbourne game, I made a bet that if Carlton didn't win at least 2 more games for the rest of the year, I had to dye my hair blonde. And then we won the Melbourne game, and then we lost the next couple. And I'm like, oh God, please! And then absolutely pumped.
Have you learned the lesson? Have you learned any lessons from this experience?
Don't make bets that aren't guaranteed.
If you play silly games, you will win silly prizes.
Silly prizes, yeah. But I just felt the connection between all the boys today was just fantastic.
Yeah.
The link-up play, everyone just cheering it around. It's just fantastic, really.
Yeah. No, look, that's all we ask for, really.
I'm sorry?
That's all we can ask for, really, as we're, I think as supporters, we can sometimes get lulled into a false sense of authority. But at the end of the day, we're there to get behind the group, will them on to victory, hopefully. And it's been disappointing and it's frustrating and it's tiring and there's all of that. But yeah, days like today, everyone just shuts up and enjoys it. It's great. I think, right? Like today was enjoyable for absolutely everyone, right? Like I'm going to assume everyone enjoyed that.
Harry kicked, I hope, goal of the week this week, goal of the year, whatever.
Yep.
I hope. I don't know if he's beaten Zach Bailey, but I've got confidence in him. So
yeah, no, absolutely.
And yeah, like it's just good to see improvement from all the young boys too. Like Carroll, Lord before he went down was fantastic, and O'Keefe looks like he's going to be great going forward as well.
Absolutely. Well, just keep getting more games into them, really.
Yeah, they've got one more job to do, Terry, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Just put the Bombers in the grave is all I ask. Just belt the crap out of them next week is all I ask of them.
Yep.
It's all I want.
Yep. Fair play. What are your plans tonight?
I'm probably just gonna lay down. I'm red in the face. I'm tired. It's been an interesting day. But yeah, probably just gonna chill for the rest of the day.
Good stuff. Well, enjoy. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you. You too.
See you, mate. All right. D, I'm glad you brought this up. Forgot to mention about the hairstyle. So I've been talking about Walshies in particular, right? It's just a little bit more length. Do you get what I mean? Like a little bit more. It's just great. It's just a great length. I think he's done it very well. I think he was just too short what he was going for last year. So it's a good pickup by you there. Yeah. He looked good. He looks like he's filled out to like this will be him for the rest of his career now. Like God, he was good. He was very good today. I think Cripps had a fresh, see, this is Cripps at his best too. Let me just give you an example, right? When Cripps is dominating, this is the hair. Like, just good length. Had a couple of days growth there on the fade. It's just, yeah. Anyway, I'm carrying on like a pork chop about the hair. Also didn't mind Jesse's, but whatever. All right. I'm going to go. Yeah, I'm growing mine out a little bit. I've had it shaved all year. I'm growing mine out. Maybe not too much longer than this, but we'll see. What else? Sonia, hello. You still out celebrating? A win is a win, and you were proud of the boys. Love that for you. Absolutely love that for you. Sam Walsh does look nicer with longer hair. Hey. Hairstyle critique for ratings. Oh, mate, ratings on a Monday with Pommy. Pommy's going to be in a great mood. Oh. Joel, hello, mate. Go Blues. Hope you enjoyed today. I'm hoping. Nah, Joel, I'm sure you enjoyed today. I'm sure you enjoyed watching the kids play. Skipper, good call out. Harry without the beard. Yeah, big fan. Damien, farewell, my friend. Dumbo Unchained. The mullet? No way. Not for me. I'm not a mullet kind of guy. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I'm actually going to film my review right now. I'm going to film it right now, upload it tonight. We'll go from there. I've got an interesting night ahead of me. I'll tell you all about it next week. Have a great evening, everyone. See you shortly for the review. Otherwise, I'll see you guys Monday night for the ratings into the Blue Abroad show. Take care. Go Blues.